Hi there, my name is Nick Broughton and I'm a Random Fish. Hit that subscribe button and let's be Random Fishes together, shall we? So, new type of setup for my camera, which is always nice. I want to do a review today a bit more relaxed. Basically, over the last few months or so, I have been binge watching a lot of stuff on Netflix. And a show that I haven't watched, and now I have watched all 4 seasons, of a show called BoJack Horseman. So, it very much answers the question, what happens to a 90s star who's now trapped in the real world? And here I thought the answer was, he made episodes. To get that, you really need to look up Matt LeBlanc's future career. But here's the thing, BoJack Horseman, it's an animated show, for those of you who don't know, it's an animated show about a 90s TV star called BoJack Horseman. Literally a horse. A humanoid horse who was on a TV show called Horsin' Around, where he played the father to 3 kids. It was your standard sitcom, lasted for a few years, and then it got cancelled, and all this sort of thing, and he faded into obscurity. And over those years, he has done a small amount of projects, nothing major, and he's basically now living off of his fame from the 90s show. And he's not exactly a happy character. He's not a positive character. He tries to be in one of the seasons, but it doesn't exactly work out well for him, which is kind of fun, I guess. It's not the best thing in the world to sort of see. But the show itself it's an animated style. It's a very unique sort of style. So it's very 2D mixed with 3D. Very cool to watch. Something else that I really find myself enjoying with the show are the characters. I find that the animation and the voice actors and all this sort of thing doesn't really hit me as much, because I'm more interested in what the characters are doing than I am what's going on behind the scenes, like in terms of like, who designed these characters, who animated these characters, who looked up the voices, all this sort of thing. It's not as big, as it were. For me. The big thing for me is the characters. You have BoJack Horseman, you have his agent / manager, Princess Carolyn. You have his best friend, putting that in italics, Todd, which is kind of cool. There's a whole bunch of really cool characters. If you haven't watched the show yet, you need to get off this channel, you need to get off this video, and you need to watch the show first. And then you can come back to me. So I'm going to talk about some of my favourites within the show. One of my favourite episodes is the underwater episode. I did a tweet about it not that long ago. It's entirely... There's a couple of scenes maybe at the beginning where there's talking. But he goes down... in this world, obviously, animals are humanoid and fishes are humanoid. And the idea is that they have their own little city underwater, and you have to go underwater in order to go to various places there and whatnot. And, you know, if you're a land mammal, you end up wearing a diver's helmet and all this sort of thing. And BoJack goes there to promote this movie, the movie that he's a part of, Secretariat. If you haven't seen, you know, again, you need to watch the show to understand. But he goes down into the underwater city to promote Secretariat, and he goes through this series of events, including looking after a small child. And I don't know, I guess to me, the joke at the very end about still being able to talk underwater, but he hadn't found the right switch, was was really quite funny. But it was all built up with the idea of this really quite strong emotional story with a character who is a very dismissive anti-hero type character, a very chaotic character. He's not happy, he's not a people person, he's never been the guy that you would go to for warmth and hugs. He's the guy you go to for a cynical comment and a middle finger. That's basically it. But in this episode, you see a lot more of a tender side to him, all while not hearing a word coming out of his mouth, which is brilliant. And it's more emotionally engaging, I feel, than anything else. I've always been a fan of shows that can try and pull off the no speaking thing. As in, for all the characters. Not just any one of these characters. You know, it's a whole bunch of them. And these fishes can talk underwater, but you can't understand them, and it's brilliant. It's so much fun. I apologise. It's so much fun. But anyway, that's one of my favourite episodes of the show. Another one is the episode in which the little girl, now grown up and, you know, now a druggie and an alcoholic and all this sort of thing, and brings out the worst in BoJack, Sarah Lynn. The episode where she dies. Or the episode just after you find out she dies, because obviously she dies at the end of the previous episode, but the next episode, you get all of it. You get the funeral, you get all of that sort of thing. And BoJack really lets it hit home. It really hits him hard. And I think that's another brilliant thing. A lot of the episodes that I enjoy of this show are very emotionally fueled ones, because you get such a strong reaction from the characters. Brilliant. BoJack actually he's not more of a dick, but he's more or less this. He's very, very angry at a lot of people for a lot of various reasons for this, and he's most angry at himself. And this is something that I really enjoy about the show in general. It's the self-deprecating of the main character. And it's the way BoJack continually puts himself in these really shitty situations. He ends up really bad. He ends up annoying a lot of people for a lot of various reasons, and the entire time he looks back on it and just thinks to himself, that's just me. That's just who I am. And it's so intriguing and so sad at the same time. It really makes you think, and it really hurts. It really hits you right where you live. It's quite emotional. And this episode is no different. You actually have him very strongly not attacking people, but very much trying to make people understand that he is in no way a good guy. He spends his entire time going, you do realise that I'm a prick, right? He spends most of the episode not saying that exact words, but he's saying it in everything that he does, in every possible way. And these other characters they realise how much of a dick he is, but they still want to stick around, they still want to help him, they still want to do all these things. They still, if it's for their job, or the fact that they think they're friends, or, you know, they love them, or whatever, love him or whatever, it's so intriguing to have these sorts of things happen. In terms of the names of the episodes, obviously a lot of this is going to be just me describing it, because I wasn't really paying attention to the names of the episodes. I was just clicking next, next, next the entire time. I wasn't exactly into it, if you know what I mean. But anyway, moving on. So the next episode that I really enjoyed was the episode where BoJack is on Mr. Peanut Butter's TV show. Now, Mr. Peanut Butter is one of my all-time favourite characters. He is an annoyingly optimistic dog, constantly with the constant thing of, I want everyone to like me. It gets slightly irritating to the point where I was yelling at the screen quite loudly during his attempt to become governor, his race to become governor. He tries so hard to get everyone to like him, to the point where nobody likes him. And I remember very clearly shouting at the screen, you dumb fuck, this is what happens! This is what happens when you try too hard. Everyone rejects you so quickly. And I love how he didn't quite understand that. I love how he doesn't quite get it. That to me is hilarious. I love that whole idea. But during one of these episodes, he talks about how he has to try and find a stance on fracking. His wife, the wife that he marries in, I think it's either season 1 or season 2, something like that. But he gets married to this girl, and who again is a very prominent character on the show, and she and Mr. Peanut Butter have this massive argument about fracking because she's dead against it, and he doesn't know where he stands, but due to some various inconveniencing by Todd, who just was told to do something, so he did it, he then turns out that he actually is for fracking, so he has to try and move forward with that attached because he doesn't want to upset anybody, but at the same time, he's upsetting his own wife, which is really quite an interesting concept. He has to learn this whole thing. The whole concept of Mr. Peanut Butter is this story where he wants to be liked so bad, but he ends up alienating these people who very much know that they need to take a stand on certain things, but he doesn't seem to get it. He doesn't seem to understand that. He just wants people to like him for the sake of people liking him. Which is, I will admit, I've fallen down that trap a lot. I very much like the idea of people liking me, but I've never quite... I think sometimes getting people to like you blinds you to the issues surrounding you the rest of the way. Which is a really cool thing for a show to focus on, especially an animated show of such crudeness as this one. Just a whole bunch of stuff. And there's all these other episodes that are thrown in between. These are specific episodes that I'm pulling because these are ones that I remember a lot. But all these episodes are brilliant. I say that I like the characters more than I like anything else. To focus on the anything else, the animation, like I said, is a combination of 2D and 3D. And it's just done so well. The opening sequence changes season to season. Not by much, but there's a little section in the intro that changes each time. And it's so well done. And, you get this thing where you just get BoJack going through a day in the life. And it all ends up with him lying either in a pool or on a pool in his sunglasses, blocking out the sun or whatever. But, he gets wasted at a party in the intro. You just see him going to a party, getting wasted. You see him drunk. He falls off the balcony, into the pool. And he's just lying there. And then you never see what happens to him next. You just get the next bit of him just lying on this thing, on a pool, blocking the sun with his hand, even though he's wearing shades. Go away. Like he's nursing a hangover. I just love the idea of, in that intro, how would he have gotten out of the pool? Did Mr. Peanut Butter jump in there and get him? I don't understand. I don't get it. But anyway, a lot of these shows, they try to be one thing or the other. BoJack Horseman manages quite convincingly to be about character development primarily. But then, when you want them to go somewhere, when they take the characters out of their comfort zones, they still do it in a decent way. It's very almost South Park in how he does it, which is really cool. But yeah, check out the show, enjoy it, let me know in the comments what you think. I will be promoting this video on my Facebook page, as well as on my, on my own Facebook page, as well as the channel's Facebook page. But please, tell me what your favourite episode was in the comments. Let me know if there's other Netflix shows that you think that I might enjoy. If I have watched it already, I'll do a review. If not, I'll watch the whole thing all the way through before I make an informed choice. And let me know about other films. If there's films that you want me to have a look at or anything like that. Just let me know. Random Fish out. Where is it?